From Chicago, it's the POAM TV Journal with your host, Ron Jasinski-Herbert. And from Las Vegas, with his hotline report, Chicago's own and nationally known Sig Sakowitz. I'm your announcer, Ed Opiola, inviting you to join Ron and his guests, Police Superintendent Richard Brizek. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ron.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere show of the POAM TV Journal. We're very proud to have as our guest for our first show one of Chicago's leading Polish Americans, if not our #1 POAM, the Superintendent of Police of the City of Chicago, Richard J. Brzęczek, or Brizek, as you may prefer. Well, we think we're going to have an interesting show for you today. It's going to be informative, but we intend to have a little bit of fun, too. Our show basically is going to have an open format where just about anything may happen, and we hope perhaps will happen. People may just stop by to visit with us or bring us some information about the community.
Dzień dobry, to jest Polonia dzisiaj. Good day, this is Polonia Today. I'm your host, Ron Jasinski-Herbert. My co-host is Dick Owens. And Dick, do you feel 10 years older?
20.
Yeah, I know. I was watching clips. We did get 10 years older, but...
I tell you, that was very frightening to see some of those clips and how we've looked over the years. Oh, God.
You know, we should say, first of all, that people may have just tuned in to the program that we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Polonia Today on television.
We have with us, Ron, a very nice letter which says, I would like to send my congratulations to you and everyone at the Polonia Today television program as you celebrate your 10th anniversary. The television show Polonia Today has helped bring communities together, giving readers a source of common interest and information and viewers on vital issues. The service you have provided the community for the past 10 years is to be commended. On behalf of the citizens of the state of Illinois, please accept my best wishes for a most enjoyable anniversary celebration. Sincerely, Jim Edgar, Governor.
Well, let's hear it for Jim Edgar. Okay. Well, that was beautiful to hear from the governor. We also heard from a lot of the people here tonight.
This we did. We have with us a greeting card with sincere congratulations to Ron and Dick. This brings congratulations on your well-deserved success and a wish that you will have many more that brings you happiness from the fans of Emily Richards' Emily's Sunshine Polka Show.
Yeah, thank you, Emily, and all her fans. Beautiful.
Ron, we are also privileged to have with us some guests that will be coming up to see us during the course of the program, but none other than that polka band which has appeared more often on Polonia Today than any other, Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars.
Okay, we're in for some clips in a little while, so we'll do some reminiscing of what has happened in the last 10 years. But let's start off the festivities right now with some music. Over the years, Dick, we've had a lot of really super people on the program, people that we call celebrities.
And we're going to show you some of them. Obviously, over 10 years, it's over 500 and some shows. We cannot obviously show you all, but we picked a few of those which we thought might bring back some good memories. Let's watch it.
Here we go.
Okay, well, just tried it.
When do I start kicking?
turn. Whoops. I think I went the wrong way. Well, I'm going entirely the wrong way. You're in what year at DePaul?
I'm in my third and final year of Goodman. Well, I have to stay in DePaul for another year to finish my general ed classes, but I'll be getting my acting certificate this year, and I'm going to be 21 soon. St. Patrick's Day of all days.
Yeah, how did a nice Polish boy like you wind up being born on March the 17th?
Well, my mom's British, so it
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Polish, but it's also the singular of something we call gołąbki. Now, gołąbki, the plural is also pigeons, but it's also cabbage rolls. I guess someone somewhere along the line in Poland had the idea that they looked like the body of a pigeon.
So they called it a gołąbek.
And so the galloping gołąbek is kind of a galloping cabbage roll.
Right.
And I think we know...
Cabbage.
Stop me. I don't know if I like that. Well, the reason I'm doing all of this today is because we're going to show the perky pierog cooking these onions up.
That he can really cook.
Well, I understand that you are able to add milk to cornflakes. Is that right?
It's very difficult.
Okay. At any rate...
Before we go any further, we have to take a look at the past here. And as always, now remember, this wine
does not belong
in the recipe. It belongs in the chef.
The chef. It's been so long since I said that, I almost forgot it. Smacznego.
I've got some of them chopped, and I saved one to show you about the size of the onions. We're going to use 3 medium-sized onions for this recipe that serves 6. So we chop it up, and you don't have to be too careful about it. They can be coarsely chopped, not fine.
Dick, I have a feeling when you say 6 servings, these are 6 Dick Bogush servings.
Oh, we love to eat, don't we? You've been at my house, I think.
Yes, I've eaten there, yeah.
Yes.
So this would probably serve about 24. Is that right? Just kidding.
This is why they call me Papa Punchek, because they looked at me and they thought they wanted to give me a name, and they thought that they wanted something that was kind of round and jolly, and that's what a Bismarck looks like, a Punchek, round and jolly.
With the spices, with the wine, with
oh, the wine.
Champagne.
Wait.
Yeah. Have a little champagne.
You should have a little. You can't do any cooking.
Of course.
You have to cook with champagne.
Yes.
It's just a little bit bubbly here, folks.
Okay. How about a little bit toast?
A little toast, yes.
Yeah.
Smacznego.
Smacznego. Na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie. You want me to start on the salad while we're...
Oh, the fun we have at those cooking shows. And, Chef, we've been drinking together ever since.
You lost your mustache, too.
Yes.
And a little bit.
Yeah. That was Chef Richard. And the very first TV appearance of somebody who's now a famous TV chef.
And it was also our very first, what we would call a cooking show.
Exactly.
You must have enjoyed it, Chef.
You better believe it.
Well, the chef obviously enjoyed it very much because, as history would have it, he became the host and the producer of his own cooking show, seen here on ETC every Monday at 7:30 and every Saturday at 2:30.
And as long as he's here, we should let him give a little plug to his place called Pierogi Inn. Where is that located, Chef?
5318 West Lawrence, which is 100 feet away from Copernicus Center. And you can park on Copernicus Center, too.
We're going to be there celebrating in a little while, Chef, okay?
But right now, Ron, what we want to do, we want to hear from Little Richard and the boys with...
Pierogi Polka.
It ought to be. But this is one dedicated to all the polka mothers
all
out
the
there.
polka. God bless Mom Polka.
Here he is, Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars.
Składam ci, mamusiu, wszystkie moje dzięki za wychowanie, opiekowanie. Bóg zapłać, mamusiu, za wychowanie, opiekowanie. Bóg zapłać, mamusiu. Dziś mnie nauczyła dawno od malutka, żebym szanował, żebym ja kochał te polskie zwyczaje. żebym szanował, żebym ja kochał, te polskie zwyczaje.
Well, we've had a lot of polka bands, you know, during the 10 years that we've been on TV. Because, well, I think we started very shortly after the show got started.
Actually, it was a little bit more than that. A lot of folks I remember is in 1983 that we started the polka format on Polonia Today, and we adopted a format of doing a polka show every other week. And we conducted a survey around 1987 to see if the folks liked that format of a polka and a non-polka show, and the response was quite overwhelming, and largely from the polka community, that they enjoyed the dual format because it was only our show which was able to bring to the people, as well as polka shows, discussions of topics of great interest to the Polish-American community.
My recollection was it was about 80% of the viewers wrote in and said they'd like to alternate. Well, why don't we look at one part of the alternate right now and remember some of the polka bands. We couldn't remember them all, but some of them that we've seen in the last decade.
On that show, we're going to talk about the fact that, you know, some people in the Chicago area who maybe consider themselves to be schlachta or, you know, a little bit aristocratic, feel that the polka really shouldn't be considered part of our culture. Well, you know, it may very well be that in Poland, polka isn't really that well known or popular. And really, you go to a dance in Poland, we've been to weddings out there.
They don't know how to do the polka.
They really don't know how to do the polka. But it is a very definite part of the Polish-American heritage. And the funny part is that now in Poland, when they meet an American, they say, you know, you meet a, well, this is nice, I guess. You meet a pretty young lady, and she says, will you teach me how to do the polka? So maybe it's a reverse kind of thing where part of Polish-American culture is going to become part of the Polish heritage. And we think it's fitting.
Okay, now I'm not going to let you guys get away with this. Chet, and you can again come over. You're singing with me. Come on, you guys. We're singing. This is a Polish people dedication. Come on. They didn't know about this. It's a completely surprise. Get your microphone in there, Chet. You sing pretty good. Come on. Who cares? You better notice, all you people out there. Surprise of television. Biała baba koguta, koguta, koguta. Sadziła go do buta, do buta. Get your mic. Oj, dobrze ci kogu sing. You're Polish, you should know the song. Come on. Oj, dobrze ci kogu.
But you know, Ron, we always tease you about your name. And looking over in the ad book this afternoon, all the accomplishments that Ron has endeavored over his life, they failed to mention that he has got to have the longest name in the entire polka field in the Chicagoland area. And we'd like to prove this to you this afternoon. So you got T, Ron Yashinsky, Merrill Lynch, Pierce Fenner, Smith, Barney, Ziggy, Herbert. Another distinctive trait that Ron has, if you listen to him on the Polonia Today TV show or on his radio show, he has the most sickening laugh that you ever heard in your entire life. And we've got the world's only laughing plaque right here. You see, Ron, you put this on the wall. And this face up here laughs.
When you're feeling down and out and need some cheering up, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. Get on out and listen to your favorite polka band. It's guaranteed to help you chase away the blues. We're gonna have a polka celebration. You bring your friends out and I'll bring mine. We're gonna have a polka celebration. We're gonna party and have a good time.
You found another, he broke my heart and took. He
sobie chłopcy, razem wypijemy. Będziemy śpiewać, polkę tańcować, na zdrowie wszystkim, hej, na zdrowie.
No, this is not Wanda and Stephanie we've got up here.
I thought it was.
No, Dick.
Whatever happened to your lovely black hair? You got a new rug.
That was 8 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
In 1983, 8 years ago, yeah.
Boy.
March of 83. That was, by the way, this is in case of those who are been on another planet. This is Jimmy Mishawa, and Jimmy was the first polka band that we ever had on Polonia Today in March of 1983.
Right, and Jim, I know you have a memory of that. I have a memory of a coffee cup.
Yeah, and I missed it because I was going to bring it to you, for you today. I still have...
Why don't you tell those people right now what you did to me?
Well, see, the funny part is Ron's always wanted to be the Johnny Carson of Polish television. And he'd sit at this desk, and Chet described it very adequately a little earlier on in the show as we were sitting off to the side over there. He said, it's this old beat-up desk that they had over at Channel 26. But Ron always had his coffee cup set for him. And, of course, we being the first polka band, it wasn't a whole show of polka music. So Ron was doing the other part to the show, and he was doing the news and the other stuff that he did. And he reached over very casually and nonchalantly, reached for his coffee cup, lifted it up, and took a nice long drink and set it back down, and his eyes turned purple.
It wasn't coffee in there.
My partner and I, Todd Yukevich and I, we decided.
Took care of business.
We had to take care of our little friend. But I got to give you credit. In 10 years' time, you have actually turned yourself from Johnny Carson of the Polish field to the Dick Clark of the Polish field.
Thanks,
That's good.
Jimmy.
I like it. That's good.
And here with a guy who's really been a buddy for a long time, and you know, I hope everybody recalls that Chet Schaefer was a co-host of this show. Right, Chet?
That's right. I was glad that you people asked me to help out because there was a gap. We needed a TV polka show in Chicago, and we got one.
And Chet helped us make the connections and got us involved, and, well, I guess that's history, huh, Chet?
Well, I think it's important to folks recognize, too, that this year Chet Schaefer is marking and celebrating his 40th year on radio.
Let's hear it.
And if...
Oh, you're making them blush.
And this year is also the 10th anniversary of Polonia Today on radio on WCV. You started out and you were on 10 years on that station.
And our association's still going on because that's what you're calling your show.
That's right. I and Father Roll and my wife Dolores, we're going to continue with Polonia Today as it was.
Beautiful. I'd like to keep talking to these guys all night, but...
Unfortunately, we have to be able to pay the bills around here. So we'll be right back with more of the 10th anniversary special of Polonia Today coming to you from the Copernicus Center in just a few moments.
We'll be right back. The anniversary of Polonia Today show with a lot of our friends here at the Copernicus Center Theater. Let's get moving right now with Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars. I was born a polka musician.
Everybody. Picnics and dances at big halls. People came from miles around, stood there wall to wall. They came out every evening to hear the polka bands, and everyone was proud to say that they were polka bands. I was born a polka musician, born to play with a polka band. Since I was just the age of 5, I loved them polkas all the time. It looks like I was born a polka man. people are the ones that make us wanna play. They twirl their hankies high above or dance right on the stage. They love to hear that polka sound, a waltz that's nice and slow. The one thing they don't like to hear is when it's time to go. I was born a polka musician, born to play with our polka band. Since I was just the age of 5, I loved them polkas all the time. It looks like I was born a polka man. Eddie Dogga.
Just as tonight, we've gone out of the studio very often to do Polonia Today shows. And while everybody's taking a little rust, let's recall some of those with a couple of clips of some remote broadcasts that we've done.
There is an old saying in the Bible that God tolerates an evil world. But if there will be only one righteous person, he will not destroy the world. In Sodom, God said, if I'll find one righteous person, I'll keep Sodom. The world exists because there are outposts in this evil world of one or two who saved the world. You are one of them.
It's a little different picture than we ordinarily have of American classrooms. I wonder, at school, at your regular schools, are you really as interested in literature as you appear to be here in this classroom? Seem to be considerable interest. Do you, American literature, does that strike you the same way?
I don't think we do as much literature in what, American school. This is sort of our tradition. This is the way of upholding our tradition and remembering, you know, our language, our culture. And so I think it's a bit more interesting here.
It's very special kind of soldiers. And we have the whole section of militaria, military uniforms and arms. Here we've got the soldier of Blue Army, formed in 1917-18 here in America, and they went to France. And here, for example, the banner.
Explain this.
Yes, the banner captured by General Żeigowski in Polish Bolshevik War in 1920. And this is very unusual.
Among the nice people we've met over these years, Dick, has been Emily Richards, star of stage, screen, bar mitzvahs, and radio. And, Emily, we want to thank you for all the cooperation you've given us over these years.
Well, it was a real pleasure, and both of you gentlemen are sure an asset to the polka field. We're so happy to have you. We want to congratulate you on your 10th anniversary and wish you many, many more years of success.
Thank you, Emily. Yeah.
Going to show our audience next some clips that really don't fit into any category other than a very special category. Let's take a look.
So, now the Jewish population of Poland did suffer occasionally because of wars or revolts. One of the greatest the miseries that developed in Poland as far as the Jews and Catholics were concerned were the Cossack uprisings in Ukraine. In 1648, for instance, the city of my birth, Lvov, was surrounded by Cossack armies. And the Cossack hetman Khmelnytsky demanded, as a price for lifting the siege, to give him for slaughter all the Jews that lived in town, and the Polish command refused to do it. And again, the Cossacks came a few years later and again asked the same thing in 1654, and the Poles again refused that to be the terms of the lifting of the siege, and fought long enough to get rid of the encirclement.
Well,
so those are very interesting parts of the...
Our guest today is Tom Gabi, and he's from the Polonia Philatelic Society, a past president, as a matter of fact, and a collector of Polish stamps.
Yes, thank you.
Well, we've told it all. That's the end of the show, Tom.
Oh, well, okay, time to go home. Okay.
Tom, why don't we start off talking a little bit about you so the folks know your background in stamp collecting. And otherwise, if you like.
And otherwise,
Sure.
okay. I began as a collector, like a lot of other people, sort of hand-me-down. My mother gave me a collection worldwide. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I held on to that for quite a while. Went through high school with it, worked and picked up odds and ends in the process. Went in the Marine Corps and sort of lost interest. Came back.
Dick, you know, a lot of people made their first appearances on Polonia Today and have their own shows now. We saw Ivo Poganowski during that clip. We saw Chef Richard a little earlier. And now we have a guy who has one of the most popular shows on ETC.
In case they didn't recognize him from all those years ago, this is Tom Gabi.
Okay, let's hear it for Tom.
Anyway, thank you. My pleasure. And I'll tell you, the only reason I came aboard is because you two guys are the biggest con artists and two of the strangest guys. But I'll tell you something. To be on television for 10 years, let alone 10 months, is an achievement that very few achieve. And by the way, congratulations on your recent cartoon documentary. And what I'd like to say is thanks for the chance. Thanks for the chance, the opportunity to bring a program which I consider an educational thing about the city of Chicago, telling our people about other people in the city, community groups, organizations, various issues, a little bit of history, and we have a little bit of fun doing it. And thanks to you guys and having the confidence. And I do look a little younger now than I did in that tape. And I have less hair, obviously.
I like the hair better.
In case there are some folks that also live on another planet, Tom Gabi's program here on ETC is called Chicago Passport to the World, and it is seen on Saturdays at 5 p.m.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us today, Tom.
And my pleasure, and I hope I can make 10 years just the way you guys did.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Thank you. What are we doing next?
We'll be right back with Little Richard again right after these messages.
Very exciting evening for me. I'll tell you the truth. I'm kind of pooped because it's been a lot of memories over 10 years.
It certainly has, and I hope that the folks have enjoyed reminiscing with Ron and myself. And we're here with a great reminiscence of Polonia Today. Little Richard, who I mentioned earlier, has appeared on Polonia Today more as a polka artist than any other. And Richard, for coming out with us this evening and sharing this important night with us, we very much thank you and the fellows.
Well, thank you very much, Dick and Ron. I'd like to thank you for having us, and it's certainly a pleasure for all the All-Stars and myself to be on your 10th anniversary show. And it's great to see all the wonderful fans here, and it's just wonderful. And to wrap up things, to bring back old memories, how about how time goes by? Ja szybko mijają chwile.
Go for it.
Happy anniversary!
I should have known. I should have known.
You know what? He almost cracked my hair.
But, you know, I don't think... I doubt that I'm in the proper... I doubt if I'm properly dressed at this point to say it. But I was just trying to stop Little Richard to say that I wanted to thank Frank Chambers, who was our director.
For
who
10
was
years.
The director of our very first show, has been with us for 10 years.
Frank, you can remember us this way.
And we got to be all crazy. Richard, as I've said to you many times before, it's your turn to buy. Go ahead and play.
Good night, everyone. And thank you for 10 years. Thank you.
Good night, and here's one on title, How Time Goes By. Teraz wszyscy śpiewajcie, ja szybko mijają chwile. Ja szybko wymijają chwile, ja szybko płynie czas. Ja szybko mijają chwile, ja szybko płynie czas. Za rok, za dzień, za chwilę, razem nie będzie nas. Za rok, za dzień, za chwilę.